All right, thank you. It's 6:02 on Tuesday, September 17th, 2024, and I hereby call this regularly scheduled meeting of the City Council to order. Could you please bow your heads for invocation by Councilwoman Lisi?
Heavenly Father, we come before you today in humility and faith. We thank you for all you've given us and for the many blessings we have in our lives. We ask for your guidance as we deliberate during tonight's meeting. Show us the way and fill us with courage and wisdom. Help us to remember your love and grace, always being faithful in our service to you. We ask your blessing upon Diamond Head and all of its citizens. And we ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. City Clerk,
Mayor DePrio,
here.
Councilmember Finley, absent. Councilmember Lisi.
Here.
Councilmember Cumberland.
Here.
Councilmember Clark.
Here.
Councilmember Marr.
Here.
Could I get a motion to confirm or adjust the agenda?
A motion to adjust the agenda by Lisi to add resolutions 2A and 2B.
All right, could I get a second to move as amended?
Second.
Second was made by
Marr.
Councilman Marr. City Clerk,
Finley is absent. Lisi.
Yes.
Cumberland.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marr.
Yes.
Mayor.
yes. Presentation agenda. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the City Council will be held on Tuesday, October 1st, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the Council Chambers located at City Hall. The annual Paddle Paradise event will be held Saturday, September the 28th at the Southside Kayak Launch. Participants may register in advance on the city's website or on-site registration beginning at 8 a.m. in the morning on Saturday, September 28th. That's next Saturday. Now, proclamation for White Cane Day. Do we have any Lions present today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm going to read the proclamation and I will present it to them on Friday. The State of Mississippi White Cane Proclamation. Whereas the white cane, which every blind citizen of the United States has the right to carry, demonstrates and symbolizes hold on one second, I'm so sorry. Okay, whereas the white cane, I am so sorry, which every blind citizen of our state has the right to carry, demonstrates and symbolizes the ability to achieve a full and independent life and the capacity to work productively in competitive employment. And whereas the white cane, while allowing every blind person to move freely and safely from place to place, makes it possible for the blind to fully participate in and contribute to our society. And whereas every citizen should be aware that the law requires that motorists exercise appropriate caution when approaching a blind person carrying a white cane. And whereas the City of Diamond Head also calls employers, both public and private, to be aware of and utilize the employment skills of our blind citizens by recognizing their worth in individuals and their productive capabilities. And whereas the Lions Club of Mississippi will sponsor White Cane Days throughout the state of Mississippi during the month of October. And whereas the state of Mississippi, through its public agencies and with the cooperative assistance of the Lions Club of Mississippi, can look forward to continued expansion of employment opportunities for the greater acceptance of blind persons in the competitive labor market. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Nancy DeFrio of the City of Diamond Head, along with the council, do hereby proclaim October 19th, 2024 as White Cane Safety Day. And I will present this to the Lions Club at their next meeting on Friday. Next is Brody Coate, our Eagle Scout present.
Yes.
Come on. Yes, he's here.
All right, Brody, are you ready to come to the front and tell us about your Eagle Scout project?
He's coming to the front now.
All right.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Brody Coates. I'm from Diamond Head Scouting Troop 210, and I'm here to seek city approval for my Eagle Scout project, which is to make and install 4 bat houses around Diamond Head. I became interested in bats once I learned that a single bat can eat up to 1,000 mosquito-sized biting insects per night. This can help lower the biting bug population, who could potentially spread illnesses such as West Nile virus and Eastern equine encephalitis. Bats are also pollinators, which will help Diamond Head's flora. Putting up bat houses will give bats places to live besides people's homes. I've already met with Mayor DePreo about this and will be working closely with the city manager, as well as an environmental stewardship specialist, Miss Mandy Rigsby from Mississippi State University. She is an expert on bats in our area and will be helping me to choose appropriate locations for these bat houses in Diamond Head. I want to make sure these bat houses are in good locations for bats. I've brought with me tonight a smaller mock-up of the bat houses I will be building. The bat houses will be about 3 feet tall and will sit on top of a 16-foot pole. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them, and thank you for your time tonight.
I have just one. How many bats will come to a bat house in a given day?
It really depends on what species, because some bats are bigger than other ones, and there's bats that'll live with different species of bats and some that won't. You could have a lot of bats, or you could just have a couple in a single bat house. Not quite sure the exact numbers because they vary so much.
Okay, thank you.
Can you show us a little more closely? So you built that?
No,
Wow.
actually, this was my neighbor's.
Oh, okay.
So the pole goes here, and the bats can come in through here and here. It will sit like this, although this one is smaller. It will be about 2 inches wider and about a foot taller.
Very nice. Thank you.
Brody, that is an extraordinary project. I think you're doing an amazing job. Very excited about this Eagle Scout project. And make sure you reach out to the Diamond Head Garden Club, because bats are the theme this year for the Garden Club. So I'm sure they'll be able to assist. And also you may want to work with you on this project. So thank you for what you're doing. Get with the city manager, continue the work, and we all look forward to seeing these much-needed bat houses in Diamond Head. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brody.
And now the city manager's report.
Thank you. Just to give you a quick follow-up on the Paddle Paradise event, currently we have 125 people registered for that event, so it's going to be a great turnout, we hope for, next Saturday, the 28th, I believe it is. The MDOT projects, more or less all projects have kind of been slow due to the weather for the last couple of weeks. But if you've driven past there, you've seen that the curbing on the south side roundabout is being installed currently. The barricades have been removed and the ramp has been opened. We able to see residents and vehicles driving up that ramp, which has been nice. They'll still have to go down and turn around through the Vaught Circle as they get off the interstate. The Park 10 project, again, progress has been very slow on this. It's currently for 403 calendar days with a current end date of October the 12th. I've been into some discussions that is going to have to be increased due to the weather as well as the utility issues that they had. So we'll get a change order to the council at the next meeting. the contractor's working on the east end of the new roadway, getting curbing, sidewalk, and irrigation installed. Bowview 2, the new end date for that project is now December the 4th. Once materials are delivered to the site, the contractor will begin the work on that project and should not take very long to do the entire project once they have all their materials. Kaliki Way, the contractor is asking for a time extension that's on this agenda. That additional time is to allow for the repair to the roadways that were damaged during this project. Noma Drive Phase 1B, the contract's for 180 days with a current end date of January 7th. Sorry. As you can see on the pay request for this month, he estimates already being about 41% complete. So I spoke with the engineer regarding this, and he said he is very much ahead of schedule and probably will be completing on that project well before the end date on this current contract. Right now, they're installing the new bulkhead and forming up for the sidewalks from the comfort station to the actual pier itself. All the pilings have been put in, and they'll start installing the pier itself. There's a few things that need to be adjusted, and the engineer's going to work on that and get back to me on those. Colo Court, the sewer line, a sewer line conflict was identified, requiring a steel casing to be put around that for security. The contractor is requesting change order number 1, which is on this agenda tonight for your approval. This change order will add an additional 12 days to the contract and set a new end date of November the 7th. If you've been up on the north or east end of that project, you'll see they've dug the ditch out itself, and we're installing the rock on that project already. Getting pretty good progress on that today. Tomorrow they will be closing Bayou Drive, and it will remain closed until Wednesday so they can install the 2 culverts that's on the western end of that project. So residents will have to use the Bayou Place Capilama access road while that road is closed. Turnberry Way, that project's for 120 days, current end date of December 25th. The contractor started dredging the detention pond, and this will increase the capacity of that pond by 4,325 cubic yards. So it'll be extremely great project and pond to have all that detention space for stormwater runoff. The Hilo Master Project, that's a 150-day contract. Currently, the end date on that one is for January the 24th, 2025. There are actually 4 sub-projects on there. The contractor has not gotten back to us on which ones he wants to start on. They're working to try to get that Colo Court project done and then look forward to the rest of these projects to see which one they will start on next. But I'll get a schedule and get that back to you guys. The Hooley Place project, that's a 120-day project with a December 25th date. The Calais project is 90 days with a November 25th date. Again, all of those are with the same contractor, so he's going to work on about 2 of these projects at a time. Coombe Branch met with the engineer yesterday regarding the preliminary design on this project. He is working on a November date to advertise for this project. The Noma Drive dredging bids are out, or the project's out for bid right now with a due date of October the 1st. We have the permit, and I believe he's going to do an addendum for questions they have, just to make sure all questions for the contractors are answered. And then we'll wait for the bids to come in and hope to get them under budget. Currently, I believe 4 or 5 contractors have already pulled the plan, so hopefully we'll have some competitive bids for that. The Jordan River Boardwalk, we met yesterday as well with all the agencies regarding this project. The permitting process is moving along well, and hope to have everything in place here within the next month. The engineer is working on the final design, and the Mississippi Restore team and DEQ is waiting on that to design so they can look over it for approval, to make sure it matches up to what the grant itself was for. So, the dog park, the county fully executed and recorded the deed of dedication. regarding the road at the Diamond Head Clinic and library track. So we'll be meeting with the Oshner. The meeting we had had to be rescheduled due to the weather, but we'll follow back up with the council once we have that meeting. The Montjoy Creek project, the Army Corps of Engineers had a few follow-up questions that our engineers responded to, and so hopefully we'll see a permit coming very soon on that project. And then once we get that, we can get that project out for bid. Comey Drive and Calapacona Pond, I'm putting those two together. The engineer expects to have those out for bid in November and should have drawings here soon for the council to review and look over. The Calapacona Pond is to dredge that one out and put in a culvert across Calapacona Way. And then Comey Drive is to upsize and or replace driveway culverts on Comey. The canal dredging grant agreement is in final review with MDEQ. As soon as we get that, we'll get it to the council for approval. They expect it to be next month as the engineers finalizing the drawings, and would like to also get that project out for bid here in November so that we can meet our expected start date of March or April of 2025 of dredging out those canals, which would be a great asset for the city. The other projects really haven't had any updates on those so far. One last one, just want to let you guys know the sign ordinance that did go into effect as of the 1st of this month. We have less than 5 businesses right now that have not complied. Code enforcement is working with those individual businesses to get them into compliance.
All right, thank you very much. Councilman Marr, any questions?
Yeah, just one or two. I have a question on the Noma Drive Phase 1B, the number 5, about the comfort station. And I know that FEMA got on the POA for having a comfort station that was movable because of the water level rising. And I'm thinking at the end of Noma Drive, wouldn't that be the same issue?
It is. That's why it's a movable.
It is movable.
Trailer. So it's actually up at the Public Works barn right now, waiting to get moved down there. And then same thing, we'll have to move it every time there's a named storm in the Gulf that requires us to remove all trailers, movable trailers that are in the flood zone.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Councilman Clark?
Yes. Sorry. Yes, thank you. The Paddle Paradise event that's happening, since the Exit 16 construction's going on and all the businesses are struggling around here, have we reached out to the camp house and just kind of asked them if they wanted to get involved with that or any other business to kind of boost some revenue?
We did. We've reached out to businesses about that in the past as well as this year. It's kind of turned into it's a great event, but the people like to come, they like to paddle, and then they sort of just go home. We tried for the first 3 years to create the after party kind of event, and that just isn't catching on yet. So it's noon by the time they get back, and they're ready to go and do the rest of their Saturday and enjoy themselves. But
okay. The contractors on Khaliki that are doing that project, is there any way we can get some gravel on Amoka? I drove by there the other day, just cutting some grass, and it's almost a foot or so down where they did the big ditch on Amoka.
I got you.
So I mean, if anything needs to get expedited, I
Sure.
would push for that.
We can reach out to them for that.
Okay.
And
then-
Aiki.
Let's see. All right, that'll be it for me.
All right, Councilman Cumberland?
Yeah, John, on the roads on Khaliki, how extensive of work are we gonna do? How big is that project?
Which
We're
one?
gonna have to do some repaving?
Khaliki?
Yeah, Khaliki.
We're going to, yes, it's going to be repaving. What I think Ben and I have been discussing is trying to do the first lift, more or less, to cover that and repair the patchwork or the patches that need to be, and then using our bond paving remaining funds that we were planning on doing a complete overlay of that road, using that money to do that overlay, if we have enough, hopefully.
Are you gonna do Aiki also? Says Gerard.
All the roads that are the crossovers that they had to cut and open the road up will get repaired under the ARPA money. Once we got all of our bids in, we did determine that there's funds available left over, so we were swapping them around into different projects so that we could have enough to do everything we were looking for in each one of those projects.
And Bayou, you said it's gonna be closed for 2 days?
3 days.
3 days.
They're opening it up tomorrow, and I don't know exactly the time on that one. I couldn't find the right person to ask that, but they're going to open it up tomorrow morning, and then it'll be closed, or they'll put it back together probably Friday afternoonish, and so you'll have the weekend you can drive on it again.
Okay, shooting for Friday, weather permitting.
Weather permitting, yes.
Gotcha. Okay, that's all I had.
Councilman Lisi?
Thank you. John, I know you and I briefly spoke about the hunter that was caught deer hunting on the golf course, and
Yes.
You may have an update from the police chief, and if you don't, do you mind checking on what the status of that is, and what is the city policy on hunting within the city limits, just so everyone's clear?
Well, our policy is no firearm discharge allowed in the city limits, but a firearm is a chemical reaction, so a bow is not classified as a firearm. But the federal law says you cannot shoot a bow within, I want to say it's 100 yards of a building, which pretty much covers most of Diamond Head. So
maybe we need to.
hunting is not necessarily, it's just not allowed in that situation.
Okay, so bottom line, for the people who aren't here in person listening at home, you cannot
Yes.
bow hunt in
That's
the city
correct.
limits.
That's correct.
Okay. If you do get an update from the police chief, if there's any new information about what happened with that, because it kind of, was a big deal when it happened, and then I don't
Right.
think anybody ever found out what the resolution was. That'd be great.
Okay. Will
Thank
do.
you. Thanks.
Okay, I have one question. I had sent an email a while back on Golf Club Drive. There's a residence there that floods bad, and they were deeply concerned with Hurricane Francine coming in and the amount of water that drains through their property, and I'm assuming coming from the golf course. Have we, and I know you know the address, have we had a chance for the city engineer to go out and look at this property on Golf Club Drive?
My public works director is out this week, and I was waiting to get back with him tomorrow when he returns.
Okay, so can you let me know if when you go out tomorrow what's happening there, so I can let the residents know that's living there? And I'd like to see, too, what we're going to do to fix that.
If the resident has a concern, they can call the city hall. We'll talk to them. Be glad to.
Okay, and I'm concerned about it. So can you let me know what we're going to do to correct it? Because I've seen the amount of water that flows. So can you send me an email and let me know what you find out when the Public Works Director gets back?
We certainly will let all the entire council know. Yes.
Okay. I've been seeing, we've got a new ambulance service, and I know all the residents know we had a big ceremony up at EMA welcoming the new service into Hancock County, and the contract is with the Hancock County Board of Supervisors. I've been seeing the Pafford unit parked up at the gas station. They're parked at some of the shopping centers. They're parked all over because they don't have a location in Diamond Head. They've got a location at the Waveland Fire Department. They've got a location at Bay St. Louis's Fire Department, and they've got a location in the county at the fire department. And it's my understanding that it didn't work out at the fire department, but we've got a lot of room at City Hall. Can you look into finding a place for the paramedics to be able to stop, use the restroom at City Hall, get with the Board of Supervisors? We have the interlocal agreement, and see if there's something that we can do. We want that unit in Diamond Head. We want them to be here. We want them to be able to respond to the residents' needs in a timely manner, but we don't want to see them having to park out in public spots for a 24-hour shift when we've got buildings they can be utilizing. Can you work on finding them a place to be in our city?
I've been working on a place for them since they signed the contract. Everything just is, nothing is working out for them.
Do we not have any room at City Hall? There's not a spot, being we've got an interlocal with the Hancock County Board of Supervisors, for them to be able to come in and use the restroom or rest for a few minutes and not have to sit in their units for 24 hours?
All residents, City Hall's open for any resident if they need to come use the restroom.
Okay, well, if City Hall's closed, then can you look at finding them? I mean, I feel there's a place in City Hall that they should have access to 24 hours. We should be able to accommodate. The building is huge. Can we look at, and being we've got an interlocal, trying to find a spot so that we don't have the paramedics having to sit on side of the roads or in parking lots? We want them to stay in our city like they're welcome in every other city and in the county. Can you work on that?
As I said, I've been working on that since the contract was signed, trying to find them a place. Yes, ma'am.
You can't find a place at City Hall?
No, ma'am. But I will continue working on trying to find them a place.
Okay, because there's a lot of room at City Hall. I mean, you know, even if they had a swipe card to be able to come in and use the restroom and rest for a minute, I think we need to be accommodating like every other city is, so that our residents have response in a timely manner. Okay, that's all I have. Please work on that. Do we have anybody signed up for public comment? That's a no?
No.
There's none.
Okay. Could I get a motion to approve the September 3rd, 2024 regular meeting minutes? Motion?
Move.
Motion made by Cumberland. Could I get a second?
Second.
Second made by Marr. City
Yes.
Clerk?
Yes.
Cumberland,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Marr,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Resolution 2024-232. Motion to adopt Resolution 2024-038, thereby reappointing Brian Griffith, Ward 4, to serve as Commissioner on the Diamond Head Water Sewer District Board of Commissioners for a term of 5 years, expiring September 28, 2029. Could I get a motion?
So
So
moved. Oh, sorry.
Motion made by Councilman Marr. Could I get a second?
I'll second. Lisi.
Second made by Councilman Lisi. City Clerk?
Lisi,
Yes.
Cumberland,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Marr,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Now we're going to enter into a public hearing. This is Resolution 2024-245. We're entering into a public hearing. Is anybody in the room here with the property of Stephen Parr? The address is 782 Hilo Court. This is the second call for the property address, 782 Hilo Court. Property owner, Stephen Parr. Is anyone here representing Mr. Stephen Parr? Third call for the address of 782 Hilo Court. The property owner is Stephen Parr. Is there anyone here representing Mr. Stephen Parr? I hereby close the public hearing for 782 Hilo Court, property owner Stephen Parr. Could I get a motion to adopt Resolution 2024-039, thereby finding, determining, adjudicating that the residents at 782 Hilo Court, Diamond Head, Mississippi, is a menace to public safety and welfare of citizens, and that the city clerk is hereby authorized to advertise to bid, obtain quotes, or utilize city resources to bring the property into compliance with city ordinances and for other related purposes. The property is located at 782 Hilo Court, parcel number 067Q-036-059.000, and the property owner is Stephen Parr. Could I get a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Marr. Could I get a second?
Second.
Second made by Councilman Clark. City Clerk.
Lisi,
Yes.
Cumberland,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Marr,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. We are now opening the second public hearing for Resolution 2024-246. The public hearing is now open. Is there anybody here for Bayou Drive, tax parcel number 067M125284000? Property owner is Prominence Homes and Communities, LLC. Is anyone here wishing to speak on their behalf? Please come forward. This is the second call for the property located on Bayou Drive, parcel number 067M135284000. Property owner, Prominence Homes and Communities, LLC. Is anyone here representing Prominence Homes? This is the third call for the property located on Bayou Drive, parcel number 067M135284000. Property owner, Prominence Homes and Communities, LLC. If you're here representing, please come forward. I hereby call this public hearing closed for Bayou Drive property, 067M135284000, property owner, Prominence Homes and Communities. Can I get a motion to adopt Resolution 2024-040, thereby finding, determining, and adjudicating that the residents on Bayou Drive, Mississippi is a menace to the public safety and welfare of the citizens, and that the city clerk is hereby authorized to advertise for bids, obtain quotes, or utilize city resources to bring the property into compliance with city ordinances and for other related purposes. The property is located on Bayou Drive, parcel number 067M135284000, and the property owner is Prominence Homes and Communities, LLC. Motion?
Move, Cumberland.
Motion made by Cumberland, and I'm going to second the motion. City Clerk.
Lisi,
Yes.
Cumberland,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Marr,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Can I get a motion to approve consent agenda items 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13?
So moved,
Motion?
Cumberland.
Motion made by Cumberland. Could I get a second?
Second.
Second made by Lisi. All in, City Clerk.
Lisi,
Yes.
Cumberland,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Marr,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Action agenda item 2024-239. Motion to ratify proclamation of existence of a local emergency as a result of Tropical Storm Francine commencing on or about 7 a.m. on September 10th, 2024. Motion?
Move, Clark.
Motion made by Clark. Could I get a second?
Second.
Second made by Marr. City Clerk.
Lisi,
Yes.
Cumberland,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Marr,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Claims payable. Motion to approve docket of claims DKT 232188, DKT 232153 in the amount of $759,293.03, and DKT 232154 in the amount of $20. Motion?
So moved. Lisi.
Motion made by Lisi, second.
Second, Cumberland.
Second made by Cumberland. City Clerk.
Lisi,
Yes.
Cumberland,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Mar,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Motion to approve payroll payables docket of claims DKT 232109, DKT 232117 in the amount of $42,724.09. PR claim 10209 in the amount of $30,982.45. PR claim 10210 in the amount of $27,931.33. PR claim 10211 in the amount of $3,048.79. And PR claim 10212 in the amount of $28,359.86. Motion? Motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Mark. Could I get a second?
Second, Cumberland.
Second made by Cumberland. City Clerk.
Lisi,
Yes.
Cumberland,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Mar,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Could I get a motion to approve department reports A and B?
Move, Clark.
Motion made by Clark. Could I get a second?
Second, Cumberland.
Second made by Cumberland. City Clerk.
Lisi,
Yes.
Cumberland,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Mar,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Is there any non-agenda comments?
No, none.
Is there any council closing city comments?
Yes. I
Councilman
thank you.
Lisi?
Yes, thank you. John, thank you for working with the ambulance service to try to help them. I'm glad to hear you've been doing that. And since I've never known you to be inhospitable or have a disregard for public safety, what are some of the roadblocks you're running into? Not letting them use City Hall. I'm sure there's more to it, and I just wanted to hear what.
Oh, well, I'll let the attorney answer that part of the question.
Okay.
Other than that, finding a available space was the biggest issue. I found a couple, and the price for rental just wasn't there for them to be able to pay for, or willing to pay that much for it. As far as City Hall, would you like to answer that?
There were several things that we've been discussing. We've been back and forth with them. Ideally, the fire department would be the perfect place. That's what other cities are doing, but there's not room at the
So
fire
there aren't
department.
any other cities that have given them access to City Hall when it's closed?
Not that I'm aware of. So, but we're still looking at. I know John's been working on trying to find some alternatives. In fact, last week there was another option that we're looking at. So we're still working with
We're
them.
not just
It's been
throwing them
it's
out
been
to
an
the
ongoing
culvert trying to
process.
help
Yep.
them.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. That's all I had.
Any other council member?
Yes, I just want to say that this Thursday from 6:30 to 8:30 is Open Jam. It's on every third Thursday, and come on out if you're a musician or a singer. Come on out and bring your talents, and if you just want to enjoy local talent, come bring your lawn chair or cooler and enjoy the night.
All right, and I have two things. First, we have the $5 rabies and the $20 microchips in the activity room 9 to 2 on Saturday. So it is an excellent opportunity if you don't have your pet microchipped to please come and get that done, and $5 rabies. You can't beat it. This is an excellent deal. And on my second comment about Pafford, the city of Bay St. Louis does allow them to have a room in the fire department. The city of Waveland, they have a space in the city of Waveland's fire department, and in the county, they're up in the volunteer fire department. So maybe we could look at, and I'm not meaning give them access to City Hall. That was not the intention, but we do have the police there 24/7, so maybe we could utilize something on the first floor. I'd like to see us look at it harder because we want to keep Pafford and Diamond Head, so the response time is as fast as we can have in our city, and we want to welcome them like other cities have done, and that's my closing comment. So with that said, is there any need for executive session?
No, there's not.
Could I get a motion to adjourn?
So move Cumberland.
Motion made by Cumberland. Could I get a second?
Second, Clark.
Second made by Clark, City Clerk.
Yes.
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 Yes. You all have a wonderful afternoon, and thank you for listening to my fur babies. I deeply apologize. Thanks. Good night.